to get your play online. I'm Mackenzie, and we're going to be making this super fun sensory bin with water beads. We're also going to be making this fish that you can use to play around in your water beads with. Just like that. So I have some water beads. I have clear and I have blue. I have these super fun ducks that can go in your water sensory bin, or that can go in your ocean sensory bin. I have some fish that can go in your ocean sensory bin. Got a turtle, just things like that. I've got a clear container to put your sensory bin in. I think it's a lot more fun if you have a clear container. For the one that we're making right now, I have one that's a little bit longer and a little bit shallower. Then I have about 2 cups of water in here, just to make our water beads. I have some construction paper. I have some glue. I have a marker. I have some food coloring for our water beads. And I have some popsicle sticks. Alright, so let's get started. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put about 2 cups to 3 cups in your bowl. Scoot this back so you can see me a little bit better. And then I have 4 containers. They come in like these little containers usually. So I have 4 containers of water beads. It's about a tablespoon each. For each packet that you put in, you're going to want about 3/4 to a cup of water. We're just going to open them. Pour them in. And if you find that your water beads are getting a little bit dry, all you gotta do is just add more water. Super simple, super easy. Use my scissors to cut this one open. Now make sure if you're gonna use scissors today that you ask mom and dad, or you use some of your child's safety scissors. Just ask mom and dad before you use some scissors. So, because we don't want you to get hurt while we are making some crafts with us. Mine's a little sticky on the back because it was attached to a piece of cardboard. Okay, so now that you have all of your beads in there, so look kind of like that, we're going to take a spoon and we're going to take our food coloring. We're going to put anywhere from 3 to 4 drops of food coloring in our bin. Just put them all over. All you gotta do is just mix it around. And then if you see any chunks of water beads that are sticking together, just break them apart. And then it can take anywhere from 2 to 8 hours for these to fully get enlarged. Mine have been sitting for about 3 hours and they're just about done. So it just really depends on how big your water beads are and what kind of water beads you got. So now that we're done with that, we're going to set our little ocean sensory box aside. Mine are still kind of growing, but they're about this big. And they might get a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to show you how to make some things to go in your sensory box. So we're going to make this super cute fish. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need some scissors. You're going to need some construction paper. I'm going to use blue and yellow for mine. And you're going to need something to draw eyes, or you can use some googly eyes. I'll show you both ways. And then you'll need some glue, some tape, and some popsicle sticks. All right, let's get started. So I think my fish is going to be yellow. So I kind of have mine creased a little bit already. I'm going to show you how to make this crease. So you're going to take your paper. You can see how I have a crease kind of going up like this right into the tip of the corner. So we're going to fold it. Point you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So all we're going to do is take it and drag it until you get to the other side. And then you're going to fold it over and make a really good crease. This is really, really, really important that you make a really good crease. Because the better your crease is now, the easier it's going to be when we start making our fish. See? Then I have just a little bit extra right here. So I want to take my scissors. Make sure you are super careful with this, guys, because we don't want you to get hurt while you're doing any of our activities. So always make sure you have the permission of mom and dad, and then always make sure you're being very, very careful with your scissors. All right, so you're going to cut the paper. Just cut off all of the extra paper that isn't folded. So now what we're left with is this. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to set that piece of paper to the side. And we're going to lay it flat. And we're going to hold this tip right here and come across. And then line up this side of the paper right here. So line up this side of the paper with this crease. So hold it and fold. Oh, I didn't fold mine quite properly. There we go. So now make sure, I'll show you in just a second. So your paper, this whole edge should line the crease all the way down and should make a point at the bottom. And we're going to do the exact same thing to this side of the paper. So you're going to hold the bottom, hold the tip, and then line it up like that and crease it. So now you should have 4 sections just like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the paper. We're going to take these 2 ends and we're going to bring them together. So you have something like this now. Just like that. And then we're going to take, I have about 3 of my fingers away. You can probably do 4 or maybe your whole hand away if you have really small hands. But I'm going to do 3 fingers. So start right here, and we're going to cut right up to the line that we just made. See, we cut right up to the fold. And we're going to do that all the way down our fish. So we're going to cut this way, just like that. Also, sorry if you guys can hear my dog in the background. She is just a little restless today for some reason. We're just going to keep cutting so we have something like this. Just like this, guys. I cannot wait to see pictures of your guys' sensory bins. I'm sure they're going to be so cool. Okay, so now I have cuts until about here. So you're going to want to leave this much space at the end so that way we can make a tail. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open it like this. You can see all of the cuts that we made. We're going to go up to the top. We're going to take our scissors again. And we're just going to round this top off. And this is going to make the head of our fish. Put your scissors down. Just like that. Okay. So now we're going to take our tape. And I'm going to make 2 rolls. See, just like that. And fold it onto itself. I'll set that one aside. Show you one more time. And then fold it onto itself. Just like that. All right, so now set those to the side. And now what we're going to do is we are going to take our fish, take these 2 sides that we haven't cut, and we're going to put them together. Just like that. And it should form kind of a cone, just like that. So then, when you have those 2 sides together, we're going to put tape on one side. Just like that. See how I have tape on just one side of my fish? We're going to take the other side and put it over the top. Just like that, guys. See, now we have kind of a fish. So now we are going to take this one side and we are going to cut the mouth. So we're going to kind of measure it just like this. Measure it the width of the mouth and cut just a little bit over. We're going to be cutting part of it off. You have this, and then we're going to make a U shape. Just like this. Just like that, guys. So then what we're going to do is we are going to put some tape on the bottom of our mouth. We're going to do the roll technique again. So we're going to roll it just like that. Place it in one corner. Just like that. And we're going to take another super small piece of tape. And we're going to roll it again. Just like that. Place it in both of the corners. Just like that. All right. So next what we're going to do is can you see what I'm doing right here? So we're going to put the mouth into the bottom of the fish. Just like that. And now you have the fish's mouth. Okay, so now comes the super fun part. We're going to make the tongue, the fins, and the tail. Okay, so we're going to set all of our yellow parts to the side. We're going to grab our blue. So for this one, you're just going to cut a strip of paper just up like this. Whoops. We're going to take this little part, set the big part to the side. We're going to take this little part, and we are going to fold it long ways. Just like this. And we're going to take it, and we are going to cut a heart. So you're going to cut up, make a rounded edge, and a heart. Just like that. And that's going to be our tail. So next, we are going to put our fish's tail onto our fish. So we're going to line up. I think it works best if you use, like, see how it folds? If you put the part where it kind of folds up, so you can see the crease, like in the middle, if it's like facing downward instead of facing upward like this. See? Open like this way, you open it like this, and you can see just a little bit of a dip in your paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit more tape. I mean, just a little bit. Like no bigger than this. That's all we're going to need. We're going to put it on the bottom of our fish. Just like that. See? And we're just going to tape it. Just like that. And our tail is all done. So cool. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to cut another heart. These are going to be our fins. So we're going to cut a heart just like we did the last time. Just like that. And then instead of leaving it in one piece this time, we are going to cut it into two pieces. So cut right down the middle. Just like this. And now you're going to have two pieces. Just like that. So now we're going to flip our fish over to this part where it doesn't have any cuts. I'm going to take some tape. Just a little bit. I'm going to actually cut this in half because we don't need this much tape. So I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to line up my fin where I want it. I want it kind of in the middle, just like that. We're going to do just like that. You got one fin done. And we're going to flip it over the other way. I'm going to take another piece of tape. I'm going to use the one that I just cut in half. We're going to kind of line it up so it's even. Doesn't have to be super, super even. We're just going to place it and just place your tape down. And now we have fins for our fish. Oh man, that's so cool. And then we are going to take our big piece of paper again, and we are going to cut a square out of it. Just like this. See, and then we're going to have a little bit of a tongue. So now we're going to take our tape again. And if you don't want to use tape, you can definitely use glue. You're just going to have a little bit more wait time in between each of your pieces that you're gluing together because you'll have to wait for the glue to dry first. So I'm just using tape today because it goes a little bit faster. We're going to put a tape right in the middle of your tongue. We're going to take this mouth right here. We're just going to place our tongue Just like that. Now we have a tongue for our fish. So cool. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, if you're kind of younger, you're going to want to have mom and dad help you with, just because you don't want to cut your fingers. Or you can just not do this step at all. That's okay too. You're going to go in the center of your two fins. You're going to fold it, but don't make a crease. You're going to cut just like that. So now we have just a little hole. And we can push our popsicle stick in there. Make sure it's not too big, otherwise your popsicle stick is going to have a harder time staying out. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tape down our popsicle stick. Just going to tape it on one side. Whoops. Okay, if it's not super perfect, hold on, I'm going to retry this. This is taking a little bit of hard work. Okay. And just like that. And now your fish is all done. So then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make the eyes. So I'm going to show you how to do the googly eyes first. Hold on, sick girl. Oh man, I don't know what her deal is today. Come here. We're going to put our googly eye on just like that. You see it just like that. And then we're going to take our marker. And I'll turn it around just a little bit. And we're just going to make an eye. Just make like a circle. There you go. Now you have a fish. So your water beads are still going to be setting up just a little bit. To help them kind of get bigger faster, you can stir them with a spoon. And then a super fun thing that you can do is if you make 2 of them, you can have races in your little water bin. You just move them all around and all that stuff. And when they are all full, I'll show you guys mine that I have had sitting for a little bit. I think these ones are just about done. See, and they're super fun to hold, and they feel really good on your hands. And they're just so fun to play with. I love playing with water beads. And you can do a lot of different things with water beads. So we are so excited that you decided to join in with us today. And make sure if you do this little sensory bin activity that you send us pictures. We love seeing your pictures when you take them and show us. And we are so excited to be able to play with you guys today. Make sure you join us today for the rest of our activities. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.